Okay, lesson 1.4, rewriting, can't say that word, equations and formulas. Okay, you guys should have done the warm-ups. Any questions on how we did the warm-ups? You're just dividing fractions. So you take the first fraction, flip the second one, and multiply, and you got it. So your first vocab word, literal equation. Somebody raise your hand and tell me what the definition of literal equation is. Logan. An equation that has two or more variables. Is he correct? Yes, very good. So to write a literal equation, you're going to solve for one variable in terms of the other variable. So if I have two variables in an equation, they're going to have you choose which one you're solving for, and you rearrange until that one variable is by itself, until it's isolated. You're going to see this a lot as we get into slope-intercept form, because we're going to solve for y a lot. So it'll be y equals and then everything else. So let's try an example. So you're going to write this in your journals. Haha, shocking. We're going to solve for y. Like I said. So in order to solve for y, we move everything else on this equation to the right-hand side. What would be your first thing you want to move? The 5x. If it's a positive 5x, how would I move it to the other side? We're going to subtract the 5x. Okay, so subtract 5x from both sides. It cancels on the one side. Can you combine it with the 6? No, because it does not have an x. It is not a like term. So then you're just left with 2y equals 6 minus 5x. This is where it's algebra, guys. We're getting into where you don't actually come out with a number as an answer. You come out with a sentence or an equation or more things. So just be patient with yourself. All right, now is y by itself yet? No, it still has the 2. What is the 2 doing with the y technically right now? Multiplying. So what's the opposite of multiplication? We're going to divide by 2. So you divide by 2 on the left, and you divide every term on the right-hand side by 2. So the 6 will be divided by 2, and the 5 will be divided by 2. So it goes to everything over there. So then on the left, we would cancel out, we get y. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. Is 5 divided by 2 very pretty? No. So you can leave that as a fraction. If you want to make it a decimal, you can. 5 divided by 2 would be 2.5. I like fractions better, so leave it as a fraction. But if you like the decimal better, most of the time, that's fine. Here's the reason why I like a fraction better. If you're to graph 5 over 2, that's easier than graphing the decimal. And you'll see that as we go throughout. All right, so did I solve for y?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's your answer. Y equals 3 minus 5 halves x. So you would circle that as your answer. All right, how are we feeling? I see some, I can't believe we're doing this faces.
So the x just goes away.
The x is still part of the equation.
Oh.
So you're not, this is where you're not going to get down to y equals 2. You're going to say y equals and then a whole lot of stuff. And that's fine. That is a correct answer. You may eventually come out with y equals 34x minus 2z plus 14t equals 7 squared. Like,
how do you know when to stop?
We're solving for y. So when y is isolated by itself and everything else is on the right, you're done. The only thing is on the right-hand side, you want to simplify anything you can. Like right here, technically we could have left it 6 minus 5x over 2. That's a correct answer. But in math, they want you to simplify the terms as small as you can. So since we knew we could divide 6 divided by 2, we simplified that. Great questions, by the way. Good job. All right. Ready to try one on your own? You can do it, I promise.
So when you put it in the calculator, just put 6 minus 5 divided by 2?
So you would do each term separately when you're putting it into the calculator. So you would do 6 divided by 2 and write that down, and then you would do 5 divided by 2 and write that down and put the minus sign between it. You would not be able, in these calculators, you would not be able to put the whole equation in there. Now there are calculators that you can do that with, but they're really graphing calculators, not really to solve, so I would not recommend doing it. All right, so this first equation, try it 1 through 3. Work on these. You're solving for y on these. Probably all of them. You're solving for y. Ready? Example 2? Okay. So the formula of the surface area of a cone is this formula. S equals pi r squared plus pi r L. Okay? We're solving the formula for L. So this is an example of how you're going to have formulas with a bunch of letters in it. You're not actually going to solve it down to a number. You're just rearranging the letters. So be patient with yourself and don't rush. You can do it. So let's do this together. So write your equation. Whisper. Write your equation. S equals pi r squared plus pi r L. All right, so where is the letter we're solving for? Where is it at? It's at the very end. Okay, so we're going to deal with everything not by the L to start with. So I'm going to leave this half of this equation alone. I'm going to deal with this one first. Is this portion, this term, positive or negative? Positive. So to move it to the other side, we're going to subtract. So all you do is say minus pi r squared. Does it matter that we don't even know what numbers those represent? I mean, technically, we know what pi represents. Well, yeah, it goes way beyond that, but we don't have to write that. All right, so once you've done that, then this side, those two cancel out, and I'm left with S minus pi r squared equals pi r L. So all I'm doing is rearranging here. All right, now when you're looking at this side where the L is, when you have a letter next to a letter, next to a symbol, what kind of math is that describing? Say it louder. Multiplication. So if I have pi times r times L, what is the opposite? We're going to divide. What are we trying to solve for? So we're going to leave L there. So we're only going to divide the other two terms. So I'm going to divide pi r. And remember, it's everything on one side divided by pi r, and then everything on the other side divided by pi r to move it. Now, I could just rewrite this as S minus pi r squared over pi r. That is correct. Equals L. I don't know why there's a dot there. Okay? Does everybody understand that? That is a correct solution. However, it is not simplified, which in algebra we want you to simplify. But if you were to stop there, I would probably give you full credit for now because you're learning. But as we get going, you need to simplify. So let me show you how to simplify. Remember the butterfly? So we do S divided by pi r, and the right side, you would do something similar to that. Uh-oh, it's not working. That's why there's a dot. Because it's broken. Let me see if it goes through it in the video. Yeah. Okay, so that's as simplified as it gets. So you would leave it S minus pi r squared over pi r equals L. That's it. Done, because you solve for the variable that you're looking for. Okay, so on these next few problems, you're rearranging the letters so that you're getting one variable by itself. You're isolating variables. So just pay attention to whether you're subtracting an entire term or adding, and then when you get ready to divide. Okay? All right, let's try it. So try it's 4 through 6. Okay, they gave you a short one. You can do it. A formula for converting from degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius is this formula. C equals 5/9 F minus 32. You will see this in science class and probably have to solve with it. So just write down temperature formula and that formula. in your journal. The formula on the key idea. Do I need to go back?
It's the same formula for both of them.
Missy,
Yes.
for the thing, I don't know if I'm like doing it wrong or anything, but it's like,
For what? For the last one?
yeah.
You have to touch.
You're supposed to put the S,
In the actual
Above, it needs to be in the actual fraction. Not everybody. Yeah, everybody did that. That's fine. All right. Last example. Here we go. Okay, we're solving this for F. Okay, pay attention. Write it in your journals. Come on. Solving this for F. All right. Normally, we would do what with this fraction right here, this 5/9? Normally, you would want to what? Yep. Say it. Multiply. We would want to distribute into the parentheses, right? But because we have a letter in there, we can't. So this is technically multiplication. So how would I move it to the left-hand side? Divide. Now, when you divide a fraction, you flip it and? Very good. So you would write 9/5 times C on the left. Now that makes it so you can drop your parentheses. Now to get F by itself, what do I need to do? Look at it. What's it say? What's right here? We have a, no, right here. What is this? It's minus. So we need to add. So to move the 32, we have to add it. Now, can I actually add 32 to 9/5 C? No, so you just write it. 9/5 C plus 32 equals F. Is F now by itself? Then you have solved for the formula. When you need to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius is one example. You will use it in science class, so if you do plan on going into anything in the science, this will help you. And just solving algebraic equations, you will do that all through high school and college for sure. And depending on what career you choose, you may have to do this. All right. There is one more example I'm not going to do this time, but I want you to go watch the video on your own. So example 4, it's just Fahrenheit again. You're just actually going to plug in things. So you're going to watch this video, write it in your journal. Okay, and then you need to finish the self-assessment to number 12. And that's your assignment, okay? You're going to keep those and turn them in after you finish through number 12. But don't forget to watch the video for the last example and write it in your journal. To number 12, and then you're done. So you're already halfway, guys. All right, have a great day. See you tomorrow.